address this so it doesn't happen again. Because that was some bullshit that happened in there. And I know it's not your fault. It's not Patty's fault. But I told you, the people you have around you says a lot about you. And those people are an echo chamber, and they're going to destroy that house.
Hey, Lady C, I was in there. Like, you definitely wasn't there when it got crazy. I was actually on the stage before you got there, and
You're in the Matrix, Hakima. Hakima, you're in the Matrix.
So who's bothering you, JB?
Let me give you a reset, Craig. Nobody's bothering me, right? But I preach, man.
Or who's trying to call you a racist? Because you're not racist, bro. Like, that's not.
It's the usual suspects. The Bonnet Brigade.
We're not.
The Bonnet Brigade, Craig.
Hold on. But Craig, I had a room earlier today, right? We were talking about is black culture, is there such a thing as black culture? Because I have certain people that come and say there's no such thing as black culture. And that lit the room on fire. So I went with the flow of the conversation. And then what happened was, the room ran for 6 hours. There was a lot of speakers. It was a great room. And then we went to the left. After I left, of course, I leave to go live my life. I'm getting text messages left and right. Bro, you gotta come to politically correct. They're calling you a sex trafficker. They're calling you a racist. I'm like, wait a second.
What?
That's my friend's house. That's my friend's house. There's no way they would disrespect her by disparaging me.
Hey,
there's no way they would do that.
Hey, there's Africans and people on this app from the diaspora that say there's no black American culture because they want us to tie everything and romanticize everything about
We're getting derailed. We're getting derailed, though. Like,
they want us to romanticize everything about Africa, and we don't have to. Yeah, we are descendants. We do have some descendants from Africa.
JB, though. That doesn't have anything
I don't give a fuck. You're just trying to talk over me, and you're not doing it in here. You're not doing it in here.
Your piece. Your piece.
I didn't cut him off.
You did.
Ma'am, let me.
No, I didn't.
Your piece. Let me finish.
You just want to see me dance like the rest of them bitches on the dark side, and you won't see it, nigga.
I don't want to.
Your piece. Hold on. I want to have the dialogue with your piece. So your piece, here's the deal, bro. They can come after me. I don't give a fuck. I've been called worse by better people. I was just disappointed the way it happened, right? First lady came into the room. She got right on her box and said, we're not doing that here. But the problem is, that room had been running for a while before she got back in there. And the shit that was being allowed to be said. So you can say what you want about me, but if I got something to say about you, I'm going to say it to you. That was some fucking...
And we can be black without including Africa, bitch.
Bruh, your piece, come on, man. Like, you're derailing, bro. Like, what is this?
Let me go to CO, because, CO, are you there?
I'm back and forth. I know it's an important topic for a lot of reasons, but I'm here, JB. What you got, man?
Well, here's what bothers me. One of the things that bothers me, CO. Come after me. Leave this house alone. There's no... Man, it's so crazy to call this house racist, right? I don't know, man. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I mod you because you come from a certain part that I'm not part of, right? Your political leanings are different than Anthony's. That's why I mod the both of you. It's a good balance. I mod Nye because she brings total balance. I mod King not because he's my friend, because he brings smoke. He brings fire. But I have to answer, why did you mod this guy? Why did you mod that guy? Man, shut the fuck up. Let me run my room. If you don't like how I run it, get the fuck out. Just the leave quietly button on top. But what really bothered me was the people that come in here and sing Kumbaya with us, CO, and then they go to another room like, JB's a coward. He won't come to the stage. JB's a racist. JB's a sex trafficker. And you dummies fucking believe it. You run with that shit. What the fuck is wrong with some of you people? You love the cut. You love this crash out. You live for this shit.
Hey, can I ask you, why is Salmon saying that the old mods of this house suck? Why doesn't he come up and say it with his whole chest? Like, who sucks? I'm gonna fight him up. Bet you ain't got the boss. Oh, there you go. Who are the old mods that you have a problem with? Because I don't even think you've been on this app fucking long enough to even make these comments.
Yeah, there was some old mods.
Name them.
I don't remember, because they suck, basically. I don't know why is that so
Are you
hard?
talking about like conservative and conservative man? Like the
Wait,
original?
in this, they were never mods.
And change. We gave her a raise.
There weren't mods in this house, bruh.
Okay, there was a guy who was like a conservative Jewish guy. He was gay, and then like halfway through every topic, they'd
Was
be
he the
talking about,
judge?
That was.
they'd be talking about gay
Hold
sex.
on. That was
What's
Bren.
good?
Hold on. That was Bren. So you don't like him because he talked about gay sex?
Well, it was never the topic. It was like you come in to like talk about a topic, and they're talking about sucking dicks and stuff.
Are you one of these people that's so fragile that if you hear somebody talking about sucking dick, you might get a fucking taste for it and go suck one, and that wouldn't play well in your circle of friends? Is that what's going on?
No.
I'm entitled to however I feel. If you got a problem with it, that's on you, right?
I think your sexuality is suspect.
No.
That's a stupid opinion. Everybody, like, you're talking to a heterosexual man, and I'm supposed to.
Then why are you so uncomfortable when people talk about
this and sucking dicks. That's
yeah,
like the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Why does that make you so uncomfortable? I'm a
It doesn't
heterosexual
make me
man.
comfortable. It's not something I want to.
I know it makes you uncomfortable.
Disclaimer.
Why does that make you
I
so
like
uncomfortable?
Fred, I'm
Because
sorry.
I'm heterosexual. I don't want to hear about sucking dicks.
But I'm heterosexual also. Do you?
No, he's saying that because Brent is gay. He knows.
So
Well, wait a minute. If you didn't want to hear about sucking dick,
If
why?
he wants to talk about gay shit,
If you did not want to hear about sucking dick, why wouldn't you leave the room?
He should put that in the title. And then
Well, why wouldn't you leave the room quietly?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, bro. If I heard some gay shit that I didn't want to hear, I would just leave. I would not sit there and complain about listening to some gay shit.
Simon, hold on. Brent's no longer
First
part
of
of
all,
this
you
house.
invited me up here.
Hold on a second. Take a breath, bro. Brent's no longer part of this house. You don't see Brent opening rooms anymore.
Well, that's
Right?
why I'm
Listen,
here.
this is what happens.
Why is Mojo
This-
so
this-
upset?
Well, Mojo's entitled to his opinion, but let me say this. Houses have to evolve or they die. We have to move around the subject matter, else it dies. It becomes echo chambers. I could talk about Trump every day. I could talk race relations every day. I could talk about IDF every day. But we have to evolve or we die. Brent's not part of the house anymore. Brent opens his own rooms and spews whatever he wants to spew. But I want to go to Sweet. Yo, Sweet, what's good, bro?
Oh man, you tell me. I'm just hearing you
You
say.
tell me you come to my stages, and you give me fucking hand jobs. You're doing such a great
Hand
JB,
job.
JB's,
First of all, correct that. Correct this hand job conversation.
Yeah, I'm
bro.
not correcting shit. You're a
Correct
fucking
the
fraud.
hand job.
You're
What
a
the hell do you
fucking
mean?
fraud.
What do you mean by a hand job, bro?
What part did you not understand, you fucking fraud? I know you hate white people, and I know you hate Jewish people because I've heard you say it. I think it triggers you that this cracker in the corner says what he has to say. That bothers you, right? Shut the fuck up, you're a fraud.
Hey, can we not say hand jobs? Because hold on, sweet.
Hey, let me talk, man.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, you're not gonna talk while I'm speaking. Okay. Listen, I would have given you a chance to speak. I was the one that invited you back up, but you want to talk while I'm talking. That's not going to work. I just want to caution everybody from talking about men giving men hand jobs while Salmon's here, because Salmon might get excited, and we don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let me say this, and I said this earlier, Mojo, before you came in. I could deal with the racist and the anti-Semite. I could deal with all those people. I could deal with the haters. What I don't like is people that talk out of both sides of their face. They come in one space and they sing Kumbaya. Then they go in another space and say, yo, JB, if you weren't a coward, you come to the stage. Really? Okay.
Can I talk now?
All you do is fucking talk. But go ahead.
Okay. So let me just recap for those that weren't involved with any of this today, and just for the record. CEO was, when I came in the room this morning, it's nothing new, by the way, for JB to have a room talking about black issues. Let's establish that. That's why JB
Does
did
it bother you? Does it
Carmelo
trigger you? Does it trigger you, sir?
Carmelo,
Does it trigger you?
let me know when I can finish my statement.
You ain't never gonna finish in my space, you piece of shit. But go ahead. Does it trigger you?
Okay, so I come in. When I first person I heard talking was CEO,
Okay.
and CEO was talking about Anthony,
Uh-huh.
and the kind of character and the kind of person that Anthony is.
What kind of character and person are you? You have
And
no
that's what was
integrity.
going on.
You're a bitch. That's
So,
what's going on. You
the
have no
whole
integrity. You have no integrity.
So the
Yes,
whole
you don't
room,
even know how to. You don't know the definition of integrity.
Let me know what
You don't come into one space and fucking talk shit and you'll talk when I'm done, sir. Because I heard you talk. I heard you talk about death to
I
Jews
don't know
and
why
white
you
people.
didn't go up on Patty's stage, bro, and defend yourself.
Okay.
I don't know why you didn't go up there. They were talking all that. I wasn't saying shit about you. I don't know why you didn't go up there and defend yourself when they were talking shit about pedophilia and all that shit. I don't know why.
I don't have to defend myself. You know why? Because I don't answer to lowlifes like you, motherfucker. I'm a real dude. I'm the real deal. Believe that. People want the truth until the truth shows up. So take your fucking anti-Semitism, your racism, and go somewhere else. Go gaslight another room. I've showed you grace and respect on my stage. You, on the other hand, are a fucking snake. And I'm calling you out on it. And you know what? Many people agree with me. So how about that? You bring up Anthony, you bring up CEO. Let's focus on Sweet and the hypocrisy that comes out of his motherfucking mouth. How about that? See, you don't understand, bro. You haven't been around me long enough to know me, bro. I'm not the motherfucker. You mistake my niceness for stupidity. I'm far from stupid, and I'm far from weak. So take your shit and take it on the high. But to call this room racist, call this house racist, me racist, you fucking idiot. Let me tell you something. You can sit here and cry all day about the black plight in America, but when an ally shows up, you stab him in the back. Right? You don't want an ally. What you want to do is you want to punch down on people. Because you have that agenda. Let's punch down on somebody that tries to help us. Fuck you, dude. You're not welcome in my space. The only reason I kicked you out is because Mojo wants you to stay. I don't know why.
Nah, Jay, get him the fuck out of here.
Here's the truth.
He don't want to ally. He just wants to tell a lie. You see how that go?
100%. Here's the truth, Craig.
Bar.
That's a fact. Here's the truth. Guys like him, and I know people may not agree with this, are more detrimental to your own community than I am. Hello?
That's a lie.
My devil's side.
That's the truth. Because I've
Guys
heard
like him. Guys like him.
Listen, have y'all seen the Chrisleys that just got out of prison?
Hold on, your piece. Just let him land. Just let him land, sis.
Let him land. Let him get his shit off. He don't even be like this, so let him get his shit off, man.
He don't. I'm just saying, I just want to reiterate that I've heard JB talk about a time when he was in prison and he admitted that he saw where a black person was being mistreated. The Chrisleys, when that guy got out, he said the same fucking thing. When he was in prison for tax fraud, he got out. The first thing he says, they're not treating black people the same way in prison.
Of course, he better say that. He has a black granddaughter.
Oh, hold on.
I'm just saying, but is it true or is he doing it for propaganda?
Hold on a second. I don't know what he's doing. I think it's definitely true, but please let me finish on saying your piece. And I'm going to say it again. And this might trigger some of you people, and that's okay. But people like Sweet are more detrimental to their community than the cracker in the corner is. You know why? Because I'll hear you while he talks over you. How about that? It's either his way or no way. He wants to take somebody's black card because they don't agree with reparations. Fuck you, dude. I'm never going to disparage somebody's lived experience. Anyway, I'm going to take a 2-minute break because I've been ranting for a minute here. I want to welcome Nye to say, Nye, I love you, man. You're one of my favorite people on this app. Even though we don't always agree, let me tell you, you always balance me out, and I appreciate you.
Listen, I appreciate you. I had noted in the comments, this is probably one of the best houses on the app. And despite the conversation, that's what I appreciate about this room. The diverse personalities, diverse conversations, the points of view. I'm glad that we get a nice, varied mix of voices that come on the stage. But I think it was Dr. Adams that said something earlier that I 100% agree with. And Adams, if it wasn't you, bro, I'm sorry if I'm putting words in your mouth, but to paraphrase, I think it was you. You know, you were telling JB to kind of be careful how you navigate on this app. You never know when there's some agents.
That was me, because that's exactly what happened.
Exactly, and I agree with that 100%. I find myself, this is one of the only houses where I really like being in here. Some topics, I'm like, okay, let me chill, let me be quiet, let me not say what Nye really wants to say, because I've already been threatened in one of my only other rooms. A big personality on this app came into one of my rooms and threatened me and threatened to end my career and end my life, and all because I said something about his friend, The Rock, and it was the celebrity, right? That's how tripped out and crazy some of these people are on this app. So I agree, you have to be careful what you say, because you never know who's listening. You never know. I think I heard Mojo say recently that somebody is in anonymous mode in the audience recording.
Recording is always in progress on Clubhouse.
Right.
I think Roger said that the other night in the MILF. You should always assume that someone's recording you.
Absolutely. Yeah, someone hit me up once on the back end and was like, listen, they know somebody on this app who goes into every room when they can. I don't know how true this is, but I was tipped off that someone on this app goes into every live room when they have free time and records every room.
Yeah, I'll just tell you guys something if I could just jump in.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Literally for an hour in one of the other rooms, they literally were talking about that guy. They went to the person's page, and for some reason, I think there were like 10 phones on the table. He was streaming the phone calls and streaming the people with all the names and the faces, and putting the voices on the live stream, and then putting it on a YouTube channel. And this room and all of your beautiful faces on YouTube. And they literally went through the conversation. Why is he doing it? What's his name? Who is it? How many people is it? Clubhouse Anonymous. So yeah, these conversations in this Clubhouse is just a very interesting thing. And hey, JB, man, just on the real, my man, look, I feel you, and I feel. You already know I feel everything you're saying, man, but like, I'm not trying to be funny, JB. You take on some of the thorniest fucking issues in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of the conversations that I've heard over the past several weeks, I'm telling you, man, they're not happening in the context and the way that they happen here on the news and other places, man. And I know who you are and I know what you're about, and I appreciate your story of endurance and resilience. You're an authentic dude. You try to treat people right. You're human. But at the same time, man, these perilous waters, man, is why people don't get into these conversations. These are complex things. You take it on like a fucking champ, man. So there's some shit that comes with the territory, maybe a little bit. But man, you can't throw the towel in because a couple of haters are on the sidelines, man. Because this is that territory where you're doing what you gotta do. And if you ain't living at this level of the game, if you're not bringing in a extreme amount of hate, you're doing it wrong. Because you're going deep into the lion's den, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So stay the course, my man. You got a mission. I don't know what it is, man, but there's something positive and productive that you've done. And somebody that's been listening somewhere has learned something that's altered their life, man. So just, stay the course, my man.
And I agree with you, CEO, because I've even had people in our community say, why is he doing these rooms? Why he doing that? I said, you know what? These are the conversations that a lot of motherfuckers are scared to have. White folks, fragility. At least he's bold enough to have these type of conversations. Because a lot of white people, they are scared as fuck. At least he got his balls. And he'll at least have a conversation. You're some scared motherfucker and want somebody to have fragility for you. Oh, I don't really understand racism. That's the black fatigue I get. Oh, I didn't really understand that was a racial undertone. Oh, I'm crying because of this. I'm so tired of that shit. I like white people that stand up, they acknowledge the wrong shit, and let's talk about it. Period.
Thank you.
Hey, JB.
Hey, Pockets. Did you want to jump in, hon?
Unless you wanted to say something real quick, I'll go after you.
No, it's fine. I'll go after you.
Okay, because I just wanted to, hi Roger, hi Adams, I just wanted to say, back in season 1, Adams, I don't know if you remember this, or Roger, I don't know if you remember this, but season 1 was...
Really, Pocket?
Yeah, oh my gosh!
Oh, about to say,
You can't forget, Corey.
I don't know if you guys remember, back in the day, season 1 was when, it was really hard for white people to even come into rooms and speak on shit. I used to be threatened. People used to call my phones. They found my addresses. People are fucking crazy, but they would wake up at 6 a.m., man, talking about white people or white supremacy all fucking day. So it just amazes me that people are like, white people can't talk about this, they can't talk about this, but we're being spoken about till the damn sun comes up. So it's just, to me, I think it's important that we do live in a country where we are allowed to speak. If you got haters, you're doing something right. JB, I feel like if you don't have 10 haters by tomorrow, you're not progressing in life. So I feel like it's really important to talk your shit and don't be, just scared of what other people are. Just talk your shit. We are allowed to speak about what's going on. A lot of people don't even know history. So it's important that we speak about what we don't know, what we do know, and the misconceptions of history. So I feel like it's important for all of us to have these combos, because then you know what people think, how they think. I'd rather know if someone's racist than not know that they're racist, or know if someone's prejudiced.
That's exactly what I said earlier. Listen, I got smoke for racists, anti-Semites, haters, all that shit. But the real smoke is to the people that talk out of both sides of their face. The fucking hypocrites. Right? If you got something to say to me, bring it to me. Come to me. Let's have the conversation. Let's talk like men. Let me just say this real quick, and then I want to welcome some new speakers into the room. Mojo and I disagree on probably 60 or 70% of the things. Like, I'm pro-reparations. Shocker, guys, you got a white guy that says pro-reparations. Holy shit, and I said it out loud in the public. Mojo doesn't agree with it. But we're still good friends. I love this man. Every time I open the room out of respect to him and him empowering me. We don't have to agree, but let's have some fucking respect. The people that talk out of both sides of their face, I'm not cool with that. I shout out politically correct every single day to try to empower them. They come in my space, I treat them to a fucking filet mignon. I give them a bean and I treat them with respect. I go into their space, I'm called a sex trafficker, I'm called a liar, I'm called a racist, my house is racist. Let me tell you something, this is the truth, and I know this to be a fact. I do hold rooms that a lot of people are afraid to hold. Because I want to understand, I like to understand how people think. I try to understand, because I got you, Dad. I know you were mod in that other room. I got you. But when you start punching at your allies, yeah, there's a problem there. What's up, Dap? I see you unmuted.
Yes, I know you're not referring to me because we don't really know each other like that. I'm a mod in that other room that you just referred to. So, I don't know the young lady, because I'm an older dude like you. I don't know the younger lady that...
Wait, hold on, sir. I'm vintage. I'm not old, okay?
I am a vintage older dude like you. So, the younger lady that put that sex trafficking shit in the other room, I don't know who that person is. I don't know you to be a sex trafficker. I only know because of Roger. The Mojo, I don't know if that's a Roger on a new PTR or a new account, but that's what Roger picture used to look like. I know this is the Roger room. I know you took over from Roger room. I used to be in the goo. I used to make comments in the chat, whatever. So, it's like this. Yes, I'm a mod in the other room, politically correct. I don't know you from coming in there, JB, but you're cool. Me and Anthony is cool. Anthony left. Some of the other people in here, they know I'm a mod, especially Pepe. I'm in other rooms. Yes. So the situation is this. I don't have a problem with you, JB. I was defending you even just 5 minutes ago. Even 5 minutes ago, JB, I said, I don't know JB as being a sex trafficker or whatever else they were calling you. I said, to me, JB's cool. They even took me off of my mod badge and dropped me to the goo because I was telling a young lady to relax. And I was trying to talk to her from a different level of perspective, but they weren't hearing what I was trying to say because it's too much estrogen going in there at times. So, for me, because I'm realistic, so I asked the motherfucker, I said, so, alright, so if he's supposed to be under the level of a sex trafficker, right? So, the person who put it in the chat, the other mod, I asked the person, I said, oh, did you open this room because of what was going on in the other room? Because the person that was top left, she opened the room after what was going on in here because we were all in the room earlier. we were all in the room earlier, I asked that question. The person flipped on me, and I asked the person, I did say, yes, we were all in the other room, and then you opened this room. The person literally flipped on me, and then start to say, no, she didn't open the other room because of this room that was going on earlier. And then she started going to a whole bunch of other type of shit. And then they kicked me out of the room. So they kicked me down to the door, and then they kicked me out of the room. So hold on. So JB, I was sitting here trying to ask a certain level of concrete questions as a man. Because, like I said, all that female shit that going on sometimes in the other room, it be some different level of type of shit. When as men, we trying to get the grounded, realistic what's going on. They opened the other room basically because of what was going on in here, but they didn't put the topic. So, yes, I do not agree with some of the things that Anthony was saying earlier, and I said it. I don't have no beef with Anthony. Me and Anthony is very cool. But some of the things he was saying, and I'm not even a born American. I wasn't born here. I'm from a different country. But yes, I came here when I was an early teenager. I align with Black Americans. I grew up in New York City like half of you on this motherfucking stage. We all aligned with each other, even you too, JB. Because you Jewish. I align with a lot of Jewish motherfuckers too. We all basically the same. We always going through the same shit. At the end of the day, we all got oppressed and all that type of shit. Yes. So for me, when they talking sometimes, it's a lot of whole bunch of misconstrued, dumb, low-level bullshit that be going on sometimes between all of you. To be frank. Get over all that fucking bullshit they raised you up here in America. They fucked your head up.
Let me ask you a
They
question,
fuck a lot of you guys head up, yo. I'm coming from another country. Yo, you want me to be 1,000 with all of you? They fucked your head up. They really do. They really did. They fucked your head up.
That's your perspective. But let me ask you, I'll just ask me 3 concrete questions that you want to know about me. What questions would you like to know? Because I'm going to be honest with you, sir. Here's my opinion. Whatever questions you have, and I'm saying this respectfully because you came respectfully to me, it's really none of your business. Anything outside this app is nobody's business. Just like whatever you do in your personal life is none of your business.
Backpedaling!
See, it's funny how this app, everybody has a crystal ball back into the past.
I'm doing my personal life. What are you talking about?
Let me finish. Whatever you did in your personal life is none of my business. See, I volunteered my past to people. I didn't have to do that. I did it as a cautionary tale for people. But people like to weaponize that. So I say this and I'll say it again. Anybody wants to call me a sex trafficker, somebody's sex registry, a sex offender registry, I'm registered. Because if you're a sex trafficker, that's a lifetime of registration. But they can't because I'm not a sex offender. They'd rather grab the lowest hanging fruit.
Well, why do they get to have selective morality?
I'm here.
Why do you get to have selective morality, Dabs? I'm asking you a question, Dab. Why do you in that house get to have selective morality when it comes to putting up a measuring stick to somebody else's lives? Why does that house specifically have that character flaw amongst the people who run it?
Well, go talk to the main.
Right, but you have a whole married man modding on your stage who's cheating with 4 different men on this app. Why don't you guys open up a room and gossip about that? Why don't you check your own people?
Hold on a second. Hold on, Dap. You gotta let me run my space respectfully, man. I'll get back to you, I promise. But I'm gonna tell you what happens, right? I'm gonna put a headshot on it. You ready? I said some things that people don't agree with. I get it. It's a social audio app. We engage with each other. But then you get pieces of shit like Rob Goulet, Robbie Boy, down in the VIP section, who likes to talk about my past because he's so obsessed with it. So obsessed with my past. By the way, for you people who are new to the app, that was season 3. We've moved on past my past. Right? And I'm going to say it again. People like Robbie Goulet and the Goulet Mafia, like he likes to term, this piece of shit, right? He labels his friends and family as mafia. You're more detrimental to your community than I ever could be, you fucking idiot.
And we don't give a fuck about your fucking criminal past history, because guess what? A lot of us I've been to jail.
JD, let me say something, brother. Hold on, because he just mentioned my name.
I went to jail before, bitch. For aggravated assault.
Let me say this real quick. As I messaged you in the inbox earlier, JD. As I messaged you,
let me have this dialogue.
As I messaged you in the inbox, my name is Robert. First off, let me say this, Jason. My name is Robert.
Your name is Robert.
That's number one.
Your name is Robert.
My name is Robert Gillette. My name is Robert Gillette. So again,
freedom of speech.
We gonna speak. We gonna speak. You gonna let me speak? Are you gonna let me speak?
No.
Did you call my name? You called my name.
You're a bitch.
No, you're lying.
You can say I say to your face.
As I told you in the inbox. Have I told you in the inbox?
What you told me in the inbox was you threatened me. Your threats are nothing because you're a nobody. You're a subject that's been spoken on 3 years ago, you fucking.
I'm gonna read you. Again, I'm gonna read you what I said to you today.
Make sure you use your finger and sound out the words, Rob. We know you're slow.
I'm gonna read the whole message that I sent to him today. This is what I told him. This is what I told him. Hold on 1 second. This is pulling up. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get back to my message.
Hey, Rico, I am a little happy.
But like I told you, I don't get nothing out of exposing you. I ain't going around this app talking about you. That's number one.
See, here's number two, you fucking idiot. You can't expose me. I exposed myself. I went on the app and gave the same fucking article that you have, you idiot. I passed it around myself. What are you exposing exactly? Is that the gotcha moment you want? Oh my God, JP was arrested 16 years ago, asshole. I own 2 businesses now. I own my own home. You fucking wannabe rapper? Your music sucks, by the way. I listen to it. Yeah, Bray, he sucks. So he can say whatever the fuck he wants. But I'm telling you, guys like him are more detrimental to the black community than I ever could be.
Wait, Jay, hold on, Adams. Can we play one of his songs?
Yo, JB is cooking right now, man. Yo, when JB starts cooking, man, please do not interrupt him, man. It doesn't matter. He don't need no ad-libs. He don't need nobody else around him. Just let him get his shit on, please.
Then mute up. Thank you. JB, let's play one of this guy's songs.
The fuck?
Somebody has to find it on Instagram and play it, because I'm not tech savvy, Mojo. I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, because I mean, niggas only feel some type of way because they got a bean. I know that.
Wait, is that the song that he did, WAP with Megan Thee Stallion? Is that the same guy?
Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
And here it was. I thought he was just famous for playing Bubba Gump on Forrest Gump.
Look, man, I didn't bring the smoke to him. He brought it to me. Start threatening me. I'm gonna expose you. You know what he said? He just said it. I didn't want to expose you, but you threatened me, you fucking idiot. You're so late to the fucking party, you dummy. I brought that shit out myself years ago. You're late to the party, dummy. Go make another fucking rap song nobody's gonna listen to. How about that? Robbie Goulet and the Goulet Mafia. I'm just going to say this, and this might be a little controversial, but here's the truth. When you label your family a mafia, you idiot, do you know how many bad connotations come with that? But you're so fucking tough. The Rob Goulet Mafia, Robbie boy. Shut the fuck up. You're a nobody. You'll always be a nobody. You're lucky I give you a voice on my stage. Now kick rocks and go suck some cock. How about that?
I just want to say, like, JB, when I just want to say,
edible, yo.
When JB came out with that and told us his the story, I remember I was fucking in that case, dude, like investigating. I was.
Pocket, we read it together. Like we literally read it together, Pocket.
I literally spent $50 to try and find JB on a sex offenders registry list because I was in that case, dude. I was so invested.
Wait, what did you find? Did you find
nothing?
Jay, we read the whole case, Jay. We read the whole damn case.
Anywhere, and
it was crazy. I can't even believe that you're arrested.
So,
like, to be honest with you, people
that put this on him. That's what I want to know. Who's
the idiot that lost an argument? You know how it goes, Craig. The same reason why I got clipped. The idiot that loses the argument. They'll go and do this weird back channel shit. They'll call for people to be mass reported and try to silence people, as opposed to just having a strong argument. So I mean, we've seen this fake outrage, Craig. You're on to count what? 369.
Yeah, exactly.
369 to be exact.
Yeah,
exactly.
Don't dismiss. Hold on a second, KK. Don't dismiss the charges. How about the fact? And let me speak to the black community. I know, KK, you have half black children, so you speak for the black community. But let me answer Craig. Craig, let me ask you a question, respectfully. Do you believe that when a black man gets arrested, they overcharge him? Do you believe that?
In every single case, no. I think there's some situations where it happens.
Okay.
I don't think it's all the time, though.
But I'm going to say this, Craig. Check this out. Well, let me say this. It's not just black people that deal with that. They wanted me to rat, and I wouldn't rat, so they overcharged me. Now, if you don't believe that, people, that's your fucking problem, not mine.
Conspiracy. My baby daddy did 8 years in federal prison because he didn't tell on somebody.
Ken went to jail for not snitching. Well, Ken went to jail for not snitching.
My kid's father did 8 years in federal prison charging with conspiracy because he didn't tell on his niggas, his homeboys, and he knew about the whole drug orient thing, whatever they had going on, but he didn't tell.
Let me go to you, Imperial. Imperial, how you doing tonight, man?
It's good, yeah. You know, it's a different thing when you're dealing with the races, though, the court system, right?
Listen, bro. You've been in my rooms. You know how I feel about it. And some people won't agree with the statement, but the crack in the corner is telling you systemic racism is real and is definitely real in the court systems.
Yeah, but it goes all over. You know me, I'm the one with the white mother. You know, I go in these rooms, I get called, your cracker mother and this and this.
That's systemic racism.
You know, but here it is, side by side. You know, but I don't take that. You know why? Because I have thick skin. Okay, I learned the word nigga from white men calling my mother nigga lover when I was a kid. You know, so I don't. That's why I don't play racism on any level. You know what I mean? And when people start talking, you know, my business partner, damn near 15 years, he's a Jew. Okay, so like I said, at the end of the day, racism is fair. You know, it's a big thing that I stand on, and it goes all over. Like I said, people, you know, life's too short for the BS. That's my big problem.
Honestly, Imperial, that's probably one of the most base, real things that I've heard a person, you know, basically say. Like, people complain and say, oh, well, you say these things about black people. Listen to what they said about my mother. Am I going to have more loyalty to my own damn mother where I came from between her legs, or a fucking black community where I'm more inclined to be robbed by those people as opposed to my mother who gave me life? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
All right, let me jump in here. Thank you. Dab, hold on one second. Because I want to welcome YB to the stage. YB, what's good?
You know what's going on, brother?
How you doing, man? You said some polarizing things the other day, but I let you speak. I didn't shut you down and say, what are you talking about? You're wrong. You can't talk about your own people that way. It's crazy the gatekeeping that goes on.
Wait, hold on. Jay, after you're done with that, I want to call out that bubblegum person calling us white trash while he has sex tapes out, okay, of him doing porn and fucking bald-headed white men in hotel rooms. So, bubblegum, why don't you come up and explain yourself after Jay's done having a conversation with this person?
Thank you.
Go ahead, JB.
Well, here's the thing I don't understand. And let me just say this. How the fuck do some of you people know all this stuff? I don't look into any of you people. I take you for what you say on the stage. Yeah, once I leave the stage, it's just bizarre to me. But YB, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just chilling right now at the crib. Hanging out.
Got you.
Yeah. But, what is it? What's the topic? Fake tough guys, racist, pseudo-intellectuals, come get it. Yeah, you know what, JB? What's so wild is, the one person, I think his name was Rob Gillette, the shaving. Was it shaving cream?
Robbie Goulet.
Oh, Gillette? I thought it was Gillette. Like, okay.
No, that's the Walmart version of that, bro.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah. See, I'm going there.
Great value.
It's dangerous. They got women with, like, fuzzy slippers and bonnets and shit, so I can't go there. It's not safe. Yeah, JB, it's so crazy to me. It's like, when you say something that people don't like, or you don't agree with them, they use that word racist like so loosely. And I don't think you've ever used those, like, anything that was, like, racist against people on these stages before, JB. So it's crazy how people just, like, they have this fake boogeyman that they want to call people out on. And it's false.
Well, thank you, YB. Let me just...
It's really hilarious. Like, JB, you might say something to where they get offended because they don't like what you said. No racism at all, but it's because, if they just say it, everybody else will believe it. And I think that's the biggest issue on this app, which is why people get clipped for stupid shit.
Thank you, YB. Let me say this, man. I don't know, for those of you who've been in my space, and you really pay attention to how I move around in my space, right? A lot of times I'll say, hey, I'm going to step away for 5 or 10 minutes. Do you know why I do that? Because I like to let the other moderators take control of the space, because this is their lane. This is CEO's lived experience. This is Nye's lived experience. This is King's lived experience. This is Anthony's lived experience. The cracker in the corner knows when to stand down. But the cracker in the corner is also the one that opens the rooms to give my friends a space to talk. Let me tell you something. There's a young lady on my stage right now. I'm not even going to attempt to say your name again. I know you told me 20 times. Auzia. You people want to learn something? Follow this young lady. One of the best speakers I've ever met on this app. I've been on this app 5 years. Auzia, how you doing?
Can you tell us how to pronounce your name, please?
I think it's Azaya.
It's Azia.
Isaiah, damn, I fucked it up again. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
How you doing?
It is a nice name, though.
Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm just listening. I wasn't there earlier when all of this happened, so I'm just taking it off.
So here's the thing. I threw so many flowers at this girl the other day. Wow. And I got so much smoke for her. How dare this cracker compliment her and say she got a nice PTO? How dare this cracker say that was one of the best shares I've ever heard on this app? How dare I do that? Crackers aren't allowed to compliment black people. That's some crazy shit to me. That's crazy. And here's the truth, and this might be a polarizing statement. Go look in your hallways and look at some of the titles you got going on. In this space, we have a conversation. In those spaces, you have echo chambers. You have people disparaging each other, talking down to black women. That's the realest real thing I can say. And anybody that disagrees with that, by all means, say something now.
No, amen to that.
I disagree.
No,
Well, listen, Lucifer, I'm in no mood for your God shit tonight, so go to the audience. Go ahead, Nye.
No, what I was going to say, I was thinking that very thing earlier, but I didn't want to say it and, lose my black card. But I was thinking earlier, listen, this is one of the few spaces where black folks can come together, agree to disagree on issues that aren't about black women attacking black men and black men attacking black women. You go into the hallway, and most of the titles with blacks as the host, not all, but most of the titles is something about black women this, black women that, black men this, just black people hating on each other. And this is one of the few spaces that just happens to be hosted by a white dude, ironically, where black people can come in here. It gets spicy, but guess what? We're not attacking black femalehood and black womanhood. So I appreciate that at least.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. YB, hold on a second. Let me go to Tall Lady, then I want to say hello to North Jersey. Wait. Tall Lady, how you doing?
I'm good. I just came to the room and I was like, let me hop on here because the topics are always good. I'm not on here a whole lot anymore. And so, yeah, thank you.
Can I ask you a question, Tall Lady? Because you and I have always had a good dialogue, and I respect you.
Sure.
I say that sincerely. And I know you don't speak for everybody. I'm just asking your opinion. Is there an issue with the cracker in the corner here? Is there an issue with white people holding black spaces?
Well, I've always gotten in trouble. Well, I'm lying. I've had challenges in probably the past 6 years being a white person.
Is she black?
No.
You're not black?
This happens. No, ma'am, I am not.
Are you Asian?
What the fuck is going on?
I'm kidding.
I'm just saying,
That's a
he
side
said
fact.
about black
Side
spaces,
fact.
so why the fuck? I'm just trying to get some clarity.
First of all, let me just say this, and I won't take up any space.
Adams, I just
Okay,
fucking
no,
Adams.
hold on. Tall lady's my homegirl. Tall lady, follow me back. Okay, I got clipped. She has black children. This woman is very much so in black culture, and I will argue to say that she's probably more black than a lot of people up on this stage
Not
talking
more
about
than
being
me.
pro-black.
Not more than me.
All right, so I'm going to ask you your piece. Is there an issue with a white man holding a black space?
No, but sometimes if they're gaslighting, I feel you're really genuine. Like people that hold black spaces and they're like playing and gaslighting, they're just wanting content. Yes, I think there's a problem with that. But I think you hold your spaces for one because you know it's going to get people coming in. But I think too, you really want to know, and I think that you already have somewhat of an understanding of some of the things that black people have experienced. Do you know wholeheartedly? No, you're not black.
But she's raising black children. Blackness is a part of her legacy. You do practically understand that though. Your piece, right? Like we're not talking about some woke Vicky chick. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Oh, you got person talking to JB, though.
Hold on a second. So let me go to give me 1 second. Hakima, you there, Hakima?
Yeah.
I hope you're not in the Matrix, man. No, I can hear you. So I know you have issues sometimes with my rooms, or how I run my rooms, or the subject matter. But does it bother you that I open up spaces? And by the way, I don't open up spaces with the intent for it to be a black conversation, by the way. That's really the truth. When I usually do my titles is, which community this, which community that. It just happens to flow to the black community because they're the ones that'll speak on their community. But if Jews came to the stage, Italians, Australians, I wouldn't give a fuck. We can talk about their community too. But Akima, you think it's an issue that I open these rooms?
I mean, I wish you wouldn't. I mean, not just you, but I wish you would handle it differently. If you did choose to, like, get more balance. I know, like you said, you mod this for different reasons, but like a certain person, I'm gonna say a name that they're not here, but like to center themselves with their opinion, and it's just like it goes on for all now. It repeats itself, so it gets kind of cringed with some of the people how they center themselves on the topic. But I'm just not a fan of racial period. I mean, I was modding the health debate sometimes. Like when I got left the room, I would not let it go to race. Like I just wouldn't do it. I mean, I'm just not a fan of race rooms because they not there for a genuine purpose most of the time.
Well, let me ask you.
For you, but
let me ask you a question. Do I moderate a good space? It's just yes or no.
Yeah, I mean, you moderate the space. You moderate the. I mean, yeah, it's effective. I mean, it's way worse moderating going on that goes on. I won't say it's too much better moderating going on, but it's definitely way worse. You run an organized space for what you're doing.
So when we have these other spaces where let's keep it real, where they're calling black women bitches, they're calling them hoes, they're saying they come from broken families, whatever the fuck they're saying in these rooms. So I think that doesn't know why, and you know what? And did I move Anthony down 3 times today?
Oh yeah, I'm saying right. I'm saying, but that's part of his mantra though. Is to jump on black women, they got diseases and things like that. Adams also, he said that's where he goes, not just here. He talks about black women a lot, but yeah.
Thank you, Hakeem.
Can I say something, Jay? Just because my name was brought up, I'll be very quick. I'll be very, very, very quick.
Jay, go ahead.
Okay, so Hakima, do you know how many black women that I've helped in in burdened circumstances, just from being on this app? While people listen to the things that I say on this stage, people don't understand the takeaway and the impact that I actually leave people with on this app and doing business with them off of this app and actually changing and helping people in bad places. So, it's really crazy to me how people want to say I go after black women and X, Y, and Z. Hey, I left my family on Christmas to actually go and help a black woman from this app who was struggling, who was absolutely struggling, okay? And helped her go and put her life into a positive direction. So, it's really crazy to me how people want to say that I drag black people and I say this about black people. Listen, y'all are not following me with Kardashian cameras behind me all hours of the day. Y'all hear a very, very small segment of my life on this app. Let's stop the fake outrage.
Thank you, Adams. I want to go to Dab's been trying. Why do I got you? But Dap has been patiently waiting. I'll come to you next. Dap, are you there?
Yeah. So,
please don't chew on mic. Finish eating and I'll come back to you.
I'm not. Hold on.
Okay.
So, I was in here when you threw out Anthony based off of what he was saying. JB, I'm in here when you're defending certain things when people accuse you of hosting these type of rooms because they think you're a racist when you're not. I'm in here with a lot of things that go on. I'm in the goo.
You're also chewing in our ear.
Motherfucker, shut up. So I think that auntie, mother, daddy, uncle genes kicking in. So JD, I don't have an issue with you. I was in here earlier. I listened to some of the things. Like I said, I don't. Me and Anthony, we chop it up. I like Anthony. I don't have a problem with Anthony. Some of his talking points I do have a problem with. But at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with you because you do defend certain type of things as a Jewish New York City Jew. JB, I came to New York City. I came to love a lot of people. I grew up in New York City like we did. I came here. I'm not born and raised in America. I'm not born in America, but I came here as a teenager. Like I said, came to New York City. We all connected a certain way. We all got a lot of issues. We all know what New York City is about and the East Coast. So at the end of the day, JB, you cool. You good money to me. Some of the other people in there, CO and why I'm in the goo. I listen to some of you when you talk. Yeah, y'all good money. But earlier I just did not respect what Anthony was saying when he was saying about Black Americans, because Black Americans is cool. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Black Americans, they're not poor, destitute. They're not. Just cut it out. A lot of the things he was saying, I didn't appreciate.
Okay, but he's not here to defend himself. And let me say this, right? I don't agree with 90% of the things he says, right? But he said something politically correct that was probably one of the smartest things I've ever heard him say. And people are so fucking dumb they fall for it. He said, I know what I can come off my mic, and I know how to get you guys to come, each and every one of you to come off your mic and say what I say. And that's brilliant. He's playing you guys are playing checkers, he's playing chess.
Yeah,
he knows exactly what to. Let me finish. I got it, Dap. You said that 50 times, I get it. But here's the thing. You people really need to start paying attention and hear what people are saying instead of just listening to what they're saying. He's playing you people, and you're all falling for it. And the truth is this. Hold on, Hakeem, let me finish, please. I believe he don't believe 90% of the shit he spews. He likes to set the conversations. I'm all aware.
I said that early in the room, JB. I said that to them early in the room. I did. All right,
thank you, Dad. Hakeem wanted to jump in. Yeah, Hakeem.
I was gonna say, like, he say that. He do say things that get people off the mic, but you can do it to him as well. And you called it out earlier when he had talking. His chin is because like all I gotta do is say, I ain't gotta say him. He coming off the mic, so he can be triggered just as well. But he's not as much of a genius you give him the credit for, but he can. I definitely did that to him all day today and got him off.
Well, Hakeem, let me say this. And this applies to some people in this room. Not you, Hakeem, because I don't believe you this way. I find it fucking hypocritical and funny as fuck. I'm sorry? What'd you say?
Oh, that was an accident. Sorry.
It's okay. I find it funny as fuck that a lot of people will poke the bear and then they get shocked when the bear bites back. The victimhood on this app is historically incredible. Everybody likes to... Hold on, Adams. And that's really the fucking truth. People will go in the chat and say the most egregious things you could possibly say, and then they wonder why. Wait, did he just call me a monkey? Why would I sit back and say, listen, I'm gonna keep it real. When you say disparaging things, when you get the smoke in return.
Let me ask my question for you. The day when
People are hypersensitive on this app.
Just make the difficulty adjustment.
You can't say
the
certain
model that we
things
gave it before.
without really expecting a response. Have a little thick skin, just a smidge. I've been dealing with what I'm talking about tonight for 5 fucking years. My skin is like a rhino. But you're not gonna fucking call me a racist when that's the farthest thing from the truth. You're not gonna call me a sex trafficker because that's the farthest thing from the truth. Bring receipts, bring facts, and we'll have the conversation. Adams, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, you know, it's you know, like, again, it goes back to the fake outrage. You know, I will never forget the day, yesterday. You know, yesterday, Miki, of all people, was calling a black man the N-word. Did anybody move Miki down to the goo? Did anybody call for Miki to be mass reported? No, they didn't. So again, it's all selective bullshit. It's a game that a lot of people like to play, and I'm not falling for it anymore. This whole, you know, super sensitivity where you cannot say anything that's labeled as anti-black, yet these are the same type of people accusing everybody which way under the sun of cocksucking, being a fag, and all this other bullshit. So again, you want to call me an expletive, I'm going to call you a fucking monkey.
Well, let me just say something here. And I'm going to say this because you're my friend and I think you deserve the truth. You gaslight the chat a lot of times when people don't even say anything to you. And then you get a response. I've seen it. So
Who, me?
You're going to say, oh, yeah, you.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. At 100%, absolutely, 100% absolutely.
So you can't, though, let me finish what I'm going to say. Don't sit here and say, oh, they're punching down on me. When a lot of times, Adam, the truth is you bring that smoke onto yourself. Now, I'm not saying you're not entitled to your opinion, but there's a way to massage the message you want to get across without using some of the nastiness that you use. Because you have to understand, there's people in these spaces, and I'll put a headshot on him. My man CEO, he's pro-black. And when you call a woman a black bitch, he's going to stand up. So don't sit there and say, oh, I don't understand what he's
sure does. CO protects us.
Well, this was also the same person that moved down a mod that you modded because he got very sensitive about his difference of opinion, having nothing to do with calling anybody a black bitch. So, you know, it is what it is.
Adam,
right? So no. And what I think is very weak.
I've been clipped over 100 times defending black women, so we're not going to.
And as have I, Craig, as have I. What I find to be very weak is the same person, instead of calling for people to mass report me because they didn't like something I said outside of their fucking feelings. While it's very funny that other people are able to make slurs and expletives, you know, in front of the same person, yet, you know, the fake outrage is against me. So, you know, I hear where you're coming from, but miss me with that shit. CEO, you are weak. You are weak as fuck. And just like how you were stuttering through that argument with Roger, where you were trying to pretend like you read some law that you didn't even fucking read. Okay, we see you, bro. We see you. You're an op.
Adam,
Everybody mute up. Everybody mute up. Everybody mute up.
You got caught.
All right, if you unmute, I'm moving you down. I want to give CEO a chance to stand on the square. That's you.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I was like, wait a minute, is he talking about me? So let me make sure I understand. You repeatedly called some woman in there a black bitch. I didn't see it. I'm not in the room. He gets on the mic and says, this is ridiculous. He's calling us a black bitch. This should be reported. And tell me what your problem is with me.
Oh no, when the recording comes out on YouTube, we're going to hear it from start to finish. So again, and you actually threw in some ad-libs in the middle of that. So don't sit up in here and lie like you know how to do very best. Okay, and say, oh, I was just picking up my phone and stop, miss me with that bullshit, CO. The same way that you moved down SIG, the same way, excuse me, I'm not finished. The same way that you moved down SIG when you had a difference of opinion with what the fuck he had to say having nothing to do with black women. What the issue is you don't like constructive criticism and you don't like an argument that's well-researched and more valuable from an intellectual standpoint than yours. That is what the fucking problem is.
No.
No, miss me with the respect shit. Yeah, listen, miss me with the respect shit. Stand on your square, bro.
You gotta let him talk,
I stand on my square if you shut the whole fuck up. Because you got the wrong motherfucker. Let me just say something. Dare you?
Oh, now the thug's coming out.
Fake. How dare you call somebody fake? And your dumbass never says anything intellectual. You're always saying low-brow shit, degrading people, talking about people, cursing people out, calling people monkeys and bitches and hoes. You got a doctor by your name. You ain't beating the fucking school. You sound idiotic and stupid. And me and Mojo had a good conversation. It was about a bill. We talked about the bill objectively. I have no problem with Mojo. You know what I can't stand? Anti-blackness.
Who said you had a problem with him? He ended the conversation before he fully embarrassed you. You're talking about being an expert on a bill that you didn't even bother to read. You didn't even bother to, now I got him outside his feelings. Now I got him outside his feelings. I'm talking about shit.
Let me speak. I got you. But Adams, I'm not going to bring you back up if you're going to keep interrupting. Let the man get his square, and then you can come back up. Yes.
Yeah, but he does that. He interrupts. He's irritable. Every room he's in, he's a jackass, irritating people, irritating women.
I can't just let you talk about Adams like that. He is an asshole.
I got one thing that I don't like, and I don't like people who speak anti-black against my culture. You do that, and you're going to have a problem with me. I can take a little bit objective if it's for the upliftment of my people. I can take responsibility. But if you attack my culture, you got a problem with me. You sit on this stage, you call a woman a black bitch multiple times, and she didn't do anything to you, and you got a fucking problem with me. Bring your bitch ass on. Meet me in the motherfucking streets, motherfucker.
Breach. But you're doing exactly what he wanted. Yeah. You're getting outside your body. He wanted this reaction from you.
Just for him to complain afterwards about the reaction towards back to him. Like, that's what I don't get. If the whole complaining about sensitivity this, sensitivity that, when you've admitted that you do this, that you gaslight motherfuckers into believing that they were sent towards you. Oh, no, not you, not you, Theo. I'm talking about Adam. Not you.
Excuse me. Listen, Ricky Martin, this ain't your fight.
Adams. No, it's okay. Hold
on. Let me just hold on. Can you guys not hear my fucking voice?
I don't think they give a fuck.
Well, if they interrupt me again, they'll find out. Look, this is precisely, and JB and I had this conversation behind the scenes, like where I prefer not to have conversations about race. In fact, my preference is to talk about ideas and not about identity, and this is precisely why. Even when you get intelligent people on the stage, even when you get diverse opinions on the stage, it very quickly turns into a conversation about person versus person rather than the issue itself. And it's very hard to guide that conversation. I know this from personal experience because I ran many rooms when it comes to race. It's very hard when people have identified in a particular way and then you start talking about ideas, there's this connection that they make that, I'm going to take this very personal. And then all of a sudden we get into an argument, we get off topic. My preference is always to talk about the ideas, not about the identity. It seems to work better to have an intelligent conversation. That being said, we all know that some of the best arguments have been when it got really personal. And for those of you that missed season 1 or season 2, I'm just kind of over that type of communication. So I would prefer to have conversations where people are just intelligently talking about their difference of ideas. And if your ideas are informed by your identity, you can weave that in, of course. I just think that we get ourselves in trouble when we leave it back.
I think you attacked my identity, though, didn't you?
I just called you a closet homo. I'm sorry.
A closet homo, but I'm just saying, if you're a homo, just say that, man. Like, don't be in a closet. You're gay. Just say you're gay.
Jeez, man, stop, please. You make me laugh over
why don't you say he's gay?
Well, it's his business. Who cares? I don't care. I'm not gonna be honest with you. But I want to say something here real quick. You heard what Mojo just said, right? He tries to dissuade me from doing the rooms. But he'll stand by me when the smoke. See who's standing next to me on the stage? That's a friend. That's loyalty.
Yeah, but if you're gay, just say that. We're gonna like you either way.
Stop it, please.
Don't be lying about it.
I'm gonna ask you nicely. Please stop. Thank you. So I want to welcome. Let's welcome Pepe to the stage. Pepe always has something good to say. What's up, Pepe?
How's it going?
How you doing?
Doing all right.
So, go ahead. What's your question?
No. I was just going to try to give you a reset, but I want to hear what you're going to say.
No, I think a reset would be better, personally. I mean, I've been listening in a little bit. The thing is, like, when I would make the rooms like I used to, like, I was deliberately provocative, though, so we were a little bit different. But, I mean, do you remember, like, anybody who made rooms, they pretty much, people try to start drama with them and call them out and talk shit, and so...
Pepe, let me ask you a question. You think
we sure did, honey.
Okay, I'm not dealing with whoever this is. So, Pepe, do you think white people it's okay for white people to open black spaces? Black topic spaces?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I mean, you see, black people make rooms on this app about every fucking group. Mainly, they do it. It's like internal shit, like black men versus black women, but you do see them making topics about others, so I think it's fine.
XG, how you doing, XG? I'm sorry, Pepe, you want to say something?
I was just saying, you don't really do the provocative ones, though, where you're like, you let black people get bullied. So, I mean, I don't see why people would have an issue with it.
Oh, I was called a racist today because of the rooms I opened. Amazing.
Oh, yeah, and Rob, he's a shit starter. He'll go, whenever he sees me in another room where it's primarily black, he goes, he's racist, he says the N-word. And then people, like, laugh, and they're like, oh, Pepe, really? You know, because nobody cares, at least because they know I've already done that, so.
100%.
Let me say hello to XG. Thank you, Pepe. Yeah. XG was good.
What's up?
You want to jump into the conversation, or you just want to hang with the cool kids?
No, just hang around for a little bit. I just found it a little bit funny, and watch is going to pop off Mike in the middle of me saying this shit because he doesn't know how to have any self-control. But in the middle of it, I just find it really funny that the one person who's always super sensitive about people's reactions towards them 24/7, and the one person who purposely provocates those reactions out of people is the same one bitching about how everyone's so sensitive, how no one has a backbone, while at the same time, you can't say the name Adams without him coming off mic in the middle of your fucking response. And then, well, actually, let me say something really quick, because my name was addressed. And all of a sudden, we're the sensitive ones. Like, if it don't apply, let it fly. Like, it's not that difficult. I just find it real ironic that the one motherfucker who wants to call black women bitches is the same one who has to go ahead and take all their mannerisms and speaking patterns just because they came out.
Got it. So at the end of the day, listen, I'm not pressed about what the fuck you have to say. Unlike you, I'm not worried about mi familia getting deported. So maybe perhaps get off a Clubhouse and help them pack.
I don't know. Are you worried about getting something?
He does need to help them pack.
Don't you got 613 weight you gotta go steal? Worry about that.
Don't you have a canoe that you need to steal to help your Mexican family roll back?
It's not a canoe, it's a banana boat.
Oh, my bad. They're going back by shipping container. There you go.
Okay, so can I say something to the title? I get rolled on fucking carpet.
Actually, hold on. I want to go to Isola.
Oh yeah. So the title is pseudo-intellectuals. I mean, well, the thing is that there's one truth and there's a set of lies from that. So if you want the truth of humanity, I have it. And if you want lies, then hear everything else.
You know, we really don't want to hear from you, Afrola.
Hold on. What I really want from you, Isola, is to take an Uber home and don't drive. Okay, I think you've had too many martinis tonight. David, how you doing, David?
Very well. Not only martinis, he's probably ate a whole half a bottle of Xanax. He needs to fucking go home.
Got it. David, what's good, man?
Enjoy your spaces and this one too, clearing the air, and it's a good place to be on a Saturday night.
Well, I appreciate you, Dave. Thank you. Welcome into space. So now that I've calmed down, so happy what I just said because I finally kept going on. I get at least 1, 2, or 3, maybe a week. Rumors made about me, my name in the title and all that other bullshit. I really don't give a fuck. Do it. Haters are the ones that stoke the success. Bring the haters. But at least bring fucking receipts and truth. Don't lie. Isla. Hold on, what's the city saying? JBOAFAG. Okay. You can go to another room if I'm triggering you. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go popcorn style. Anthony, you were spoken on. I'll try to shut it down. But you see, there's certain people on this app, right? Like Roger. If somebody says Roger, we all know who they're talking about. Somebody says Pepe, bro, we all know Pepe. Anthony, you're quickly getting into that realm of when people say Anthony, they know who the fuck you are.
So, man, it's all good, man. I'm not mad at anybody. The problem with me is that I don't consider myself black first. I consider myself a human being above all else. That offends people. We live in a world where, identity politics rules. And, that makes me the worst type of coon. And it's like, I went to Montessori school, pre-K, kindergarten. And it was just like, it was just a bunch of different kids from all over. And it's not, I didn't realize I was different, until somebody pointed it out. But, we were just a bunch of kids having a good time. And I don't think my higher self gives a fuck about color or, this social construct, race. I treat people the way they treat me.
Black.
It's all good, your piece.
Anthony, I'm just asking a question. I'm sorry for interrupting. You're saying
when you said I never knew, no, I said in kindergarten. I went to a Montessori school. If you're familiar with Montessori schools, I don't know if you're not. They have very, diverse student bodies, and there were kids from all hues, like Asian kids, white kids, Jewish kids. It was just like, it was a great experience. And
look in the mirror, you're black. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let me just say this thing. Let's have this dialogue. And I'm gonna speak to you frankly because you're my friend, right? And just like you would speak frankly to me. I'm never gonna disparage your lived experience, right? Your lived experience gave you the views you have today. But I'm telling you, bro, some of the things you say come off as disrespectful because you're disparaging other people's lived experience. So what I'm saying to you, this is the realest I'm ever gonna get with you. I'm not saying you're wrong for feeling how you feel. You're entitled to feel how you feel. But I would massage the message a little bit because what you're doing is you're punching on people's history.
So as it relates to what you just said, JB, like earlier today in chat, I was purposely pushing buttons and trolling. I absolutely was trolling. But what I said on stage, I stand on it and I believe it. It's like in certain people's mind, when Anthony Edwards says there isn't black culture, they think that I'm like eviscerating, I'm insulting blackness. But then they don't hear when I say there isn't white culture either. It's that they stop listening after I say, there isn't black culture. So I did say we can make an argument for African American culture. We could talk about subcultures. When Chaotic, aka Miki, came on, she started talking about subcultures. The very point that I made, she started talking about Louisiana. There were many black people on stage, off the stage, that had no idea about what she was talking about. They could not relate. So I think that when you have like black people, when you have people talking about black culture, it's really like you're doing a disservice to people. You're doing a disservice to like the diversity of people. And same thing with white culture. It's a disservice. It's a flattening of black people. Black people are too diverse to be pigeonholed by
this term, this social construct. Like
But
this
Anthony,
idea.
let me ask you a question. Because I get what you're saying, but and I'm trying to massage my message because I don't want to insult you because you're my friend. And let me tell you something. I heard you stick up for me in that room today. That was integrity speaking. So I have a lot of respect for you, bro. Seriously, you could have just stood down and threw me under the bus, but you didn't. But when you bring up black women and STDs, there's no need for any of that, bro. Even if you're trolling.
So, JB, like real talk, man, and I would rather us have this particular conversation, offline. I'm not.
Wait, but hold on, JP.
that-
Didn't I send you something the other day about this specific issue? This isn't something that Anthony's just pulling out of his ass. Like, Anthony and I did not talk about that, and I sent you a specific article citing certain numbers within the black female population.
But Adams.
Is that him trying to do it divisively, or is that like a colloquialism in the science that exists?
Can you talk, please? Hold on a second. If you're paying attention to what I said, and it was no, Anthony, you're right, I apologize. We should have had this conversation offline, but let's just tie it up. If you massage the message, people will receive the message. If you come at people and you try to shove it down their throat, and you do it the way you've been doing it, all you're gonna get is smoke in return and disrespect.
But I haven't even mentioned that statistic.
From Adams. Do I have to move you down, bro?
No, I thought you were referring to me, so I was just responding to you.
No, I said Anthony.
Okay, sorry, I misheard that.
Thank you. Anthony, go ahead, man, because I lost my
Yeah, I'm just gonna tie it up real quick, man. JB, like what you hear is, there's some people that they communicate differently. I really would love to see a better outcome for the so-called black community. I would really, and I think that black women hold the key to that. All right, I think that black women, they are in an extremely difficult position, and I empathize with them, but I don't pity them. I don't think pity helps anybody. And I think that if there was one group of people that could have the largest impact on the black community, it would be black women. If black women in mass said, we're not having sex without marriage, we'd see a lot more marriages. If black women in mass said, we're not having any children until we're married, you'd see a lot more marriages. Like, this is...
But here's the problem I have with what you just said. Here's the problem. Hold on.
Can a black woman get in there?
Okay, you have peace. I can move you down. I'm going to bring you back up, but you just constantly interrupt and screw up the flow of the conversation. I'll bring you back up in a minute. But Anthony, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, bro. It's not... If what you're saying is an issue in the black community, I'm going to give you a peek into the white community. It happens here too, bro. It happens in the white community as well.
I agree with you 100%, but JD, here's what's up, right? So there's a saying in the black community. Like, when white America catches a cold, black America catches pneumonia. The stuff that's happening in the black community is not unique to the black community. It's happening all over America. There are disenfranchised white men that are very upset with their lot in life. This is not something that, just pearly things, that white chick, she's talking about like the shit white men are going through. She's talking about shit men are going through in general. No one's saying that isn't true, JB. But like JB, I grew up in a black community. I interact with a ton of black people. I'm more so aware of what I see and I'm intimately connected to. So I speak on the issue that I know best. But there's no, we can't have a battle of ideas. I never start shit. I finish shit. I'm never the person that's the aggressor. I keep my phaser on stun until people come.
Hold on, Anthony. Hold on, Dad. Hold on, I'm going to come to you, I promise, but I got to go to Pandora first. And then I want to get your piece back in the conversation, because I do like to go to the ladies. Pandora, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Long time no speak. And yourself, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
The mic is yours now.
Okay, so I've heard a few things, and, I just feel like, Anthony, you're kind of being a little harsh. And also, we are in a male-led society, and I don't like to use the word patriarchy because it sounds like I'm going all the way left, but I'm really not. Like, if the men are in charge, and the men are in charge of our society, and they hold leadership, you can't put all the responsibility on the women. Because even when the women do something, make a change, the men have to be in that conversation. So you can put all the responsibility on the women, but like, then it's like, how do you respect the men if they're not going to be a part of the solution? I don't know. It just, I don't know. I just didn't really like how harsh things are, because you need male leadership. We're in a patriarchal society. You kind of have to like.
Pandora, hold on one second, Anthony. Pandora, are you Naomi?
Yes.
Hey, what's up? It's been a long time.
Hey, I know, right?
Roger knows everybody's.
Wait a second, Anthony. I felt a little. I know other people in this room too felt a little spark there. Mojo, you talking to this young lady?
I will tell you, Pandora is one of the OGs from Healthy Debates.
Yeah.
She was around in the very beginning when this thing started, and then she got too cool for us. And
I had to get into my political career. I couldn't be on here like that.
Okay, you could have just changed your PTR, but you did get too cool for us, and you left.
Yeah. So Pandora, really quick to what you just said, right? Pandora, the unfortunate reality is that the so-called black community is not a patriarchy. It's a matriarchy.
Well, this is the thing. When you talk about something being a matriarchy, that's a societal framework, okay? So you could say things are operating in a, matrilineal fashion or something, but but one thing that I will say is that you have to take in consideration class. So when you say black culture, we're not a monolith, you're right, because every white person isn't living in the trailer park. So you can kind of refine the conversation by saying, depending on class. Yeah, that's true, because I am black.
That's something I talk about all the time.
Yeah, but
socioeconomics. It's something that I say that people have more in common based on their socioeconomic status than their race.
Anthony, let the young lady speak, please.
Let me just say this, and I'll be done. But even within class, we do have our own subculture. So, like, I'm middle, upper class, whatever, upper middle class. But, like, we as upper middle class black people, we do our own thing. Like, we have our own subculture. We go to our own churches. We have our own, like, social clubs that we go to. Things that are totally separate from white America. And not saying we don't like white people. We have a problem with them. But we do a lot of things amongst ourselves. Like, we have our own, Jack and Jill, the Links. I just went to a gala, like, the Links Gala. We have our little events, like
Junior
League, government.
I'm affiliated with plenty girls from Jack and Jill.
So
I'm a junior league girl.
Okay, so I used to do oratorical competitions. I used to, when I was in college, when I was like at the beginning of my career, I interned at the district attorney's office with like other black people that helped me get connections. So it's just kind of like we have our own society, but it's still like our black society.
So, Pandora, what's the significance of what you just said?
I just said we have our own black society.
I didn't understand what the overarching point you're trying to make.
Telling you, we have black societies and groups.
Yeah, so the lower middle class, that's black culture, right? The middle class has black culture, and like you could say maybe we have like more in common with a middle class white person than a lower class black person. Yeah, that's cool, I get it, but like what I'm saying is that like we still have a black culture within a class, and it is a black culture.
Okay, so Pandora, we went from talk. Yeah, just really quick. We're having a little back and forth, man. Pandora, I think the conversation it's bouncing around. Like, I was midstream talking and you jumped in, and I'm cool to defer to you. It's all good, but it didn't. This like you jumped onto this whole cultural conversation, and then you kind of delineated based on socioeconomic strata, different types of black people, further making my point as it relates specifically to culture. That we can talk about subculture
cultures, but this overarching black culture doesn't make sense when you hold up the microscope. That's what I've been saying, and you reiterated. But like, it had nothing to do with the previous conversation. I'm gonna pass it to Dab. Yeah, thank you for.
And I just wanted to say one thing.
Let your piece go real quick, and then
I was supposed to go, but you know what? Your piece go ahead.
Please, and it's just a statement. I really didn't have a lot to say, but a lot of things that this lady just said, Pandora, like she talked about Jackie. Pandora, can I ask you a question? Are you familiar with Junior League?
Oh, I've never heard of it.
All I'm saying is we're similar to Jack and Jill. Okay, so we're like a non-profit organization. We're out there in the community. We're doing things in a lot of non-profit, like improvised area, but it's not specifically just to black. Now we do have our own subgroup where it's like Junior League for color girls, okay, black girls. So we do outside of what we do, outside of the organization, we still get outside, boots on the ground, and go to our own neighborhoods and infiltrate with the same shit that we learned from this 401c3 non-profit organization. That's all I'm saying. And the people that don't do that and women that don't do that, I don't fuck with them. Because you can get the information, but if you don't take it back to the hood to help your people, bitch, fuck you.
Thank you, your piece. Let me. Danny, I got you. Okay. If I don't go to Dap, he's gonna keep you up. Then you go ahead to Dap.
All right. So some of the stuff I do not agree with what Anthony's saying, but there's stuff that Anthony says I do agree because I understand what he's saying and I get his point. I really do. So the thing is this, right? So as somebody that I came to America when I was like a very early teenager. So one of the things that I've realized, and I'm not going to, I have so much tremendous respect for America, the culture that's here, because Americans, you guys don't understand. I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart as somebody that came here and I connected. They screwed you guys head up. I don't think a lot of you don't even get it, but I'm gonna go to my. Give me a second, JB, before you even come off your mic. Just hold on.
Okay, I'm tired of hearing you, bro. Because I don't know what the fuck you're saying. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, you come in and you just want to derail the conversation. I don't know what your story is, but I'm gonna go to Danny because she's pretty and she's smart. Danny, how you doing?
Good, JB. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. The mic is yours.
Fantastic. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, we had this conversation kind of earlier, and I was just like, someone brought up, like, why do we always speak about black culture? Why do we speak about white culture? And it's like, it's not a conversation amongst white people, because it's like, they know it's not a thing. Like, I really believe, I kind of agree, again, with what I think, oh, dang, did he leave? Was it Anthony? Or whatever the guy's name is.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be back. This is like a joke, and the fact that we have this conversation all the time, we get so emotional about it. Like, black culture is like a term someone coined together to just put all of us in a box. Like, kind of Pandora. I didn't agree with everything Pandora was saying, but it's like when she said that there's different things that different type of black people do in different classes. Absolutely. Yeah, so just try to say like all black people do this, or we all are behind this one thing is freaking ridiculous. White people know, other races of people know. Like, you can't box us all in one box because there's so many different things people do. So many different things people like to do, and and follow behind religion, all of that. It's so broad of a spectrum. Like, we can't even have a conversation talking about just our group of people. Like, this is so crazy, and the fact that people get so riled up about it. And like, I literally just went into Google and I typed in white culture, and they said we can't really define it. But I put in black culture, and they literally put black culture is African American culture. It's like, whoa. It's like, whoa, and then what is that? And it's just like, and then we break it down. It's like, whoa, why are all African Americans?
It's not the same.
It's crazy.
We've never been to Africa.
I agree, but they put us into this box, right? They want to call us African Americans because in their eyes we're all from Africa, right? In their eyes we all look like we just got off the boat. So stop feeding into it. Like, this is not I'm mad we're having this conversation still, but we have to talk about it because people are, so riled up. But we have to nip this in the bud, guys. This is crazy. But I'm done. That's all I want to say.
Oh, Danny, to give you a little context, because I think you came in a little late. This conversation wasn't about black culture, or is there such thing as a black community? But some people say there isn't. Some people say there is. This is really about me being called a racist because I hold spaces and I give black people a place to speak. And you guys are breaking code by talking to me. See, there's this code that nobody sees but we know about. So that's really, and I was just ranting for about 30 minutes earlier about fuck what people think. I'm going to stand on my square, so what do I want?
Yeah, I was in that room earlier when that young man went off on you, and I was so irritated. I had to do something else. So I couldn't really speak on it. And like saying the white man mask, like when you said people were getting on their knees, I was like, come on, man, this is crazy. Whether you host spaces or not, like with a bunch of black people, who cares? Who cares? It's not like you're speaking negatively about black people, so why even point it out?
Hey, Danny, Anthony came back.
So weird.
Did you want to address what Anthony said earlier? Now that he's back, I told you he'd be back. Anthony's like that kitten Anthony's that kitten that you feed that always comes back.
No, I don't even remember. I remember you just saying like this is ridiculous. Like you were kind of agreeing. Like, dang, I don't even remember you going back and forth with Pandora about, you can't kind of put us into a box because there's so many different types of us. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what you said.
I think you got the gist of what I was trying to say. I might not have articulated it as well as you just did, but yeah, I think you got the gist of it.
Yeah, and I was just saying I completely agree. Like this whole black culture term is another way to put all black people into a box, and we're just not that. Yeah. So I was just saying I agree with you.
I appreciate it, and thank you for taking the spirit that I meant it and not getting offended. To me, we're just talking about ideas, but there's people that, they get so angry when we talk about ideas that they want to actually, reach out into your real life and try to hurt you, try to dox you, try to swat you, try to, just fuck up your life. That's what, and you just have some people like that on Clubhouse that are just, really, really miserable. But,
wait, let me just say this, Anthony. I get at least, there's no bullshit, just in the last 24 hours I've gotten 2 death threats and somebody told me I should kill myself on this app. It is what it is, man. The mental illness is real on this app.
Jay, welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. It's very funny that people want to say that I'm pro-black, and I just gave a list of rooms that I ran before this, app turned into what it was, and we were all summoned, from the home workplace back into the office. Let's talk about the room that I had trying to convince, black transgendered sex workers to get out of the sex trade and to actually go to school. Let's talk about, the rooms where we were discussing, long-term care policies, for seniors and how the insurance policies in America and, the underwriting is actually pushing black America out of opportunities to be able to equitably age in place. Let's talk about that room at Bruce's Beach. That was my room. Gold was sitting up in there, and him and I were exchanging ideas as far as alternative development practices.
Let's have this dialogue, right?
I'm just saying, Jay, it's fake outrage.
But here's the thing. I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. You can do 1,000 great things on this app, but when you go into spaces and call people baboons, silverbacks, and all these other things that you use, it erases everything you did good. I'm just telling you, you know how this app works. So when you come with that type of stuff, people remember what you're saying and they pay attention when you talk.
Well, and that Jay unfortunately says more about them than it does about me, because these same people complaining about inflation, a lack of opportunity, a lack of knowledge, a lack of resources. Well, guess what? I opened up rooms until 2 o'clock in the morning when I had to, have meetings because somebody had one last question that they wanted to further understand a certain political concept that they misunderstood in the beginning of that conversation. Some people could say, yeah, I could be taking a nice vacation to Hawaii. Instead, I donated a copious amounts of money, okay, to inner city schools so that they're able to have backpacks, full of school supplies in black neighborhoods where they're being encroached on by Latinos. So it's very, very, very crazy to me how people, follow me, behind my back with a camera every day. They follow my money, they follow my checkbook, and somehow they understand who I am in hearing the brief parts of my workday.
Wait. Listen, bro. You're not hearing me right now. All that doesn't matter when you come into a space, go into a chat, and call people baboons and monkeys and silverbacks and all this other the nastiness that you say. So before you continue, hold on, Adams. AUZIA, go ahead, hon.
I was just going to say, Dr. Adams, I don't know you from a can of paint. This is my first time navigating these spaces. And I also don't know you to question the validity of the things you've done for my community. If you've done those things, thank you very much. We need them. But I guess my question would be to you, how are you then holding two truths, this value and this love and appreciation you have for the African American community with your works, but then at the same time, when I look at the messages, I see you saying disparaging things about single black women. I see you mocking us, and I don't even know you, and none of the things that you've said about black women thus far even apply to me. So as someone who's a complete stranger to you, how am I supposed to believe that you have my best interests at heart when you can't even keep it clean in the comments?
Well, again, you make a very interesting point as I relay sentiments about a certain demographic of black women that does not speak to your existence. I'm not speaking about you.
Well, you're not talking about me, but you are.
There's an unrendered.
You're talking about people I love. You're talking about people.
Okay, so now we're having a genuine conversation. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So my point is, I have family members who are single black women with children, and I don't understand why you would say disparaging things about them, but then turn around and do good things for them.
Who's saying? Who is saying any disparaging things about single black women?
I just read a comment where somebody was talking, and you said that person was responding like a single black woman, and she's probably over there twisting.
From the standpoint of mannerisms, right? From the standpoint of mannerisms, I also said that he probably has his hand on his hip, shaking his hoop earrings and rolling his neck. And so again, what does that have to do? I grew up with a black grandmother that definitely did that. So I mean, again, at the end of the day, I'm gonna call it where I see it. Does that speak to a certain type of economic and socioeconomic failure and moral failure? No, it doesn't. What I'm simply deploying is the same strategy. How he wanted to attack me and accuse me of being homosexual. I'm going to accuse him of being very like adjacent to an irreverent black woman to the likes of what we saw on Babs. So again, how is that? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't hate black people. So let's not miss me with that narrative. Miss me with that narrative because again,
you gotta let her talk also, bro.
Go ahead.
Well, what I was saying is, I think for my own peace, I'll probably disengage with him because I think he's dangerous.
You don't have to. You don't have to. And I'm definitely not dangerous.
I actually think he's dangerous because.
Got it.
I'm sorry.
Got it. I use a calculator and computer, and I wear a suit to work and I don't sag my pants. So I must be dangerous. I must be dangerous, y'all. Yeah. Hide your kids, hide your wives. Adams is trying to make America great again. I must be dangerous.
Oh, hold on.
Speaking about buying a Tesla.
Everybody hold on.
That's how dangerous it is.
Everybody hold on, please. I want to go to Danny. Go ahead, Danny.
No, I just wanted to ask, Azia, is that how you pronounce your name? I don't want to mispronounce it.
It's Azia. Yeah, you got it.
Azia. So, what about what he said now makes you think he's dangerous? I didn't get that correlation. Now, why is he dangerous?
I think he's dangerous because he's the kind of white person that says one thing but does another.
He's not white. He's not white.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is your nationality? What is your ethnicity?
So he won't be dangerous if you find out that he's not white. Is he no longer dangerous?
No. I assumed that he was white, so that's why I addressed him that way. But if he's black, he's still dangerous. Because then he's just disparaging.
But isn't that assumption dangerous?
Wait. I really want to hear her answer.
I just answered.
Oh, I thought you were still speaking. Okay.
He doesn't.
In this room of respecting lived experiences, why is everybody attacking this woman's lived experience in the people?
Nobody's attacking her. We're questioning her.
Yeah.
We're questioning her.
Y'all use the word attack.
So again, if anything, I was attacked by giving an identity that was placed onto me from a standpoint of negativity. All right. So let's not do that,
Let me offer you this. I'll be the first to apologize for assuming you're white. You sound like white corporate people that I work under. So I'm sorry. I did the same thing I thought you were doing, which is stereotyping. I'm not above that. I'm a human being. So I do apologize.
No, but I wasn't stereotyping. I made it a point to point out.
You don't think it's stereotyping?
Hold on. I pointed out a specific subculture segment of an identity group that exists in America. I was not stereotyping. You just assume because of the way that I speak. I was specifically referring to certain patterns of behavior and ideology. I talked about the hoop earring swinging. I talked about, the lack of the existence of the nuclear family. I was very specific. But you just heard my voice. And instead of being very specific, you painted my identity with a very broad brush.
It's not about your voice, it's about the...
No, but I'm just saying.
So first, somebody in the comments said I'm about to call him a coon. I'm not going to do that. I don't speak that way. If you do,
I would prefer that you call me a trash panda.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to call you a trash panda.
Wait a second. I have to ask everybody mute up. Black girl, I got you. Give me a second. Adams, I have to ask you, man. What the fuck is a trash panda?
I mean, it's a raccoon. I mean, don't you see raccoons going through the garbage?
Amen.
Aren't they black and white? I mean, come on.
Gotcha. All right, so everybody mute up, please. I'm going to go to Black Girl. Black Girl, how you doing?
Black and good.
Hi, I'm fine. How are you, JB?
I'm doing great. The mic is yours.
Yeah, Dr. Adams, I thought you told me you were half white.
No, I said that my father is a black American, my mother is foreign. I've consistently said that since I've been on this app. You guys miss a room with my DNA test in the PTR. It's crazy.
Either way, he's not white. But, I just wanted to get back to this in terms of the dangerous part.
Okay.
Hold on, wait, let Black Girl... Did you land your plane, ma'am?
No, he got it.
All right, Azia? Did I say that right, Azia?
Yes, you did.
Thank God. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think that any person, especially when we are talking about race stereotypes, right? I think it's dangerous for anybody to hold two truths. And that's what's confusing to me. That you would both want to help the African American community and disparage us at the same time. I think black women have it hard enough.
Can I ask you a question? Yes. Before you continue?
Yes.
I'd like to ask a follow-up.
Hold on that.
I'm just saying I would like to ask a follow-up. I'm not trying to do it.
Okay, you are though. Azia,
yes.
Don't you feel what you did with him, and I know you didn't know, was stereotyping him?
I did, and I apologize. I'm sorry. Did everybody hear me acknowledge my own human nature that I stereotyped him as a racist white man, and he's not even white, and I apologize for that. Did everybody hear that?
Okay, my apologies.
We heard an apology, but you made the same thing. He's saying you did the same thing that he did, though.
Listen. I accept your apology. I don't feel like it was necessary. I really don't. I'm not that petty. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I think that you're an exceptional speaker. I think that you have exceptional points. And I do agree with Jay, in having your presence as being somewhat refreshing in, just the brain rot and the echo chambers that we hear. So, there's no offense taken. It is what it is. People are going to think what they think.
So I just want to add this last thing, right? So as a black woman who is a single black woman, I don't have any children, but I navigate spaces where I have to constantly be in community with professional white men and biracial men. And I did not need to stereotype you as white. It's just some of the rhetoric you're saying reminds me of them. And so when I go into professional spaces, they already have assumptions about me and who I am based off of stereotypes. And this is why I say it's dangerous, because people expect me to be a certain way. And so I lose certain privileges due to that in spaces that I need to be able to navigate in safely. And so, sure, one person saying one thing about Black women that's disparaging might not be a problem, but in the aggregate, it's quite difficult for us. And that's the only point that I'm making. So if you love us, and it sounds like you do, if you're willing to do community with us and you're willing to help us, I don't understand why you're speaking the way that you are. That's just the question.
Can I answer her question?
Yes, just give me one.
Go ahead.
Faye, are you there, Craig? Some app is glitching. I get nervous when Craig's so quiet for so long. I just want to make sure he's all right over there. But go ahead, Adams.
Yeah. So when Craig gets quiet, I feel like people should be very concerned, because that man's about to take over fashion. He's about to take over retail distribution. Shout out to Craig. But here's what I will say. I hear where you're coming from. I totally do. I don't hold any type of vitriol beliefs about Black women in the terms of collectively assigning responsibility from a subset of bad acting Black women to all collecting Black women. So again, I'm very specific in the things that I say. Okay, the mumble
we got Astro in the chat with the N word with 0 friends who's a
Oh, got it. No, go ahead, David. That's important. Remove that
Yeah,
person.
some of these people need to be removed in the chat.
Hold on. For all you would-be moderators, I want to throw this out there. I've been moderating rooms. I would venture to say I've probably, with the exception of maybe the Biblical Smoke Room, I've probably modded more rooms than anybody on this app. And I can tell you, the one thing you should stop asking for is for people to be removed so quickly, because what happens when you allow it to stay is you allow people to report it. And so I don't like calling that out, but sometimes you guys need to have the obvious pointed out to you. If somebody's saying something that's against the terms of services, just simply report it.
Thank you, I forgot about that.
Thank you, everybody. Where were we? Adams.
Yeah, so I just want to say this very briefly. I don't hate Black women, okay? I love Black women. I don't think that Black women are the bane of existence or the scum of the earth. That's not the sentiment that I'm coming from. The specific subgroup of Black women that exist in Black culture, not identifying collective Black culture, is down bad. I'm talking about the Altima driving, okay, shower cap wearing, no apologetic, having, irreverent Black woman. And to be very honest with you, listening to the comments and the sentiments of other Black people, they are just as much of a strain to our identity as anybody else trying to act badly and to do bad to our said identity. So I get where you're coming from. I hear that, the second that I say Black women, people feel like I'm applying to all Black women. I'm not applying to all Black women. I'm talking about a certain socioeconomic subset of the Black community that has exemplified moral degeneracy, socioeconomic failure, and a deployment of tactics that, quite frankly, demonize white people from the standpoint of not wanting to get equality, but otherwise revenge.
Thank you, Adam. So everybody hold on, please. I want to, Nye, are you there, Nye?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you want to chime in, or you just want to sit back?
Well, I don't have anything to add as it relates to the Adams. Does he like Black women or not? I mean, I find Adams quite hilarious, so I don't know. He's on my Clubhouse friends list, so, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm a jaded Capricorn, so you know what I'm saying? I like dark humor of all kinds. So I don't really have anything to say about the Adams debate.
That's racist. Don't use the term dark humor.
Well, New York, in response to that, New York,
ask a question real quick.
When they drag me...
Adams, hold on a second. Ray, did you say something, Fred?
Yeah,
I was worried about you, man. You were too quiet for too long. Okay.
No, my bad. I was just a little busy. That's all. I was gonna say, KK was removed from the room. I just wanted to let you know that. I don't know who removed her.
That would be me because she was taking personal shots at me. KK and I have a long history.
Oh.
So,
okay.
yeah, and it's not a good one. So if she wanted to come up, she could have came up. But then she starts talking about me, my family, my past, all that other bullshit. You know, I'm not dealing with that. That's why this room is open. You got something to say, stand on each square, come up. Now, your relationship with her, Trey, that's cool. I get it. I respect it. But, you know, she needs to show a little respect to me in my room as well. That's all I'm saying.
Roger that. Roger that.
Thank you. Let me go to CO. Are you there, CO?
Yo, I'm here, JB. You know.
Man, I see you put a new picture up, man. You're looking good.
I can't finish speaking before you.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I put the horseback riding in the mountains on there, man. Based on the conversation in one of the other rooms, I think you were in. But man, I'm gonna be honest, JB. It's been a long day for me. I've been multitasking in the background, man. And these conversations, man, they're taxing. It's exhaustive, man. And the only thing I think I will say, change my mind, is all humans function because of our brain, the way we were crafted and created, and mental health is real, right? So just don't like the gaslighting that people don't realize that they're doing, for a lot of my culture in particular, when they almost base people are stupid for feeling this way, people are stupid for being emotional, people are stupid for reacting. But these are people's real experiences, man. These are humans, right? They're not just, there's no wand that we can wave and say, get over it, stop feeling that way, People have some real opinions, man, and there's no way we're gonna punch and shame them from responding the way they do, man. Every human being, man, is just, people operate, people are like computers, man. We come into the world out of a womb, and we get programmed, whether we're black, white, tall, skinny, fat, ugly, pretty, whatever. We get programmed and conditioned between nature and nurture, between, the genetic information that's there, and then everything we absorb and ingest for this world, man. So people aren't just being who they are to spite other folk. I just hear a lot of ignorance in a lot of these rooms, man. You know what I'm saying? So I pity the ignorance more than I have disdain for it, right? So I just want to just make sure that we have a beat of compassion. And I hear people always saying, hey, no, you uppity Negroes are cool with me. It's just, I hate the low-class Negroes, that baby mamas and stuff. When people say that, man, I almost get a headache, man. It's like, not trying to be funny, I got cousins that you guys would think ain't shit. I got a bunch of family members that are accomplished academics. I got a cousin that's a pimp. I got cousins that hustle. I got family that's a Buffalo Soldier and a Tuskegee Airman in history. I got family that's the top of military, family that's the top of academia. And I love them all just the same, man. Got family that's cracked out. Who are we to keep throwing stones like we're above people, man? You know what I'm saying? These are real fucking human beings that we're talking about. Whatever color they're in. I just wish people would have a look. And I guess none of you are religious. Because I don't care if it's Buddha, it's Allah, you know what I'm saying? I could, whatever other name you want to do, from the Torah